Hello, family. Welcome. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Thursday, April the 17th, 2025, and the time is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exactly on the dot. So, welcome. Happy 17th, everybody, and happy Thursday. I'm so glad everybody's here tonight. We're going to have a wonderful show. We'll try not to bore your patients too long, but Chief Mack and I decided that this would be an opportune time to come and encourage the Soul family. Family, it is time to get our affairs in order. With all the discussions that are occurring about tariffs and the discussions occurring about negotiations and what's going on in the government, how the government is being downsized, how the IRS has just fired tens of thousands of people, which lets us know that the IRS is about to be done away with. So we can see, family, that we are on the precipice of an exciting change. Welcome, family. Join in. Hit the like button on your way in. Please, family, make sure you send this video to somebody because we are going to encourage the Soul family today. Yes, I agree. Let's go. We are so excited. Thank you so much for sending a super chat or a super sticker in the amount of almost $10, Truth. I appreciate you so very much. And thank you all for those of you who have sent Cash App donations in anticipation of today's show. And we will make sure that we mention your names in the middle of the show and towards the end. So we're waiting on Chief Mack. I believe he might be in the chat, but we're waiting for him to join the show. We sent him a link and he's going to come on and tell us how we know it is time for our currency revaluation, the global currency reset. It is time for soon coming wealth to be dispersed into the nation and all over the world. It is time, family, for us to go to the bank almost and exchange our currencies as these nations are negotiating and talking about tariffs. So the first thing I want to tell you, family, is there is something that you can always do if you want to know what's happening geopolitically, financially, and economically as it relates to the world. Global economics always are a reflection of what's going on politically and geopolitically. So if you have investments such as dinar, other Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and other currencies or exotic currencies, or you have investments in real estate, or you have investments in commercial property, businesses, and or silver and gold or any other precious metals, please know that investments are always influenced by what's going on geopolitically. So I wanted to set the stage by letting you know a lot is going on geopolitically, and this is why we see gold reaching new all-time highs. As a matter of fact, over the last couple of days, gold was soaring. In fact, I did a live 2 days ago, and while I was doing a live, I could just see gold climbing, climbing, climbing. And within a matter of 1 hour, gold had gone up or increased by $100. So I'm bringing this up, family, because gold reaching all-time highs day after day within the same week is speaking to us. You see gold right now about $3,315 per ounce, but it was above $20 per ounce earlier. It was almost $3,330 per ounce yesterday or yesterday evening. And today we see silver at $32.40. So why am I bringing this up? Because I'm letting you see that something is going on geopolitically that we need to be paying attention to. Gold speaks, family. Now that the world is paying attention to the audit of the gold, because remember President Trump said a couple of weeks ago he was going to audit the gold at Fort Knox. Now that the whole world is paying attention to the audit of gold, they're paying attention to Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency and the audit of the government. People are paying attention to the Federal Reserve and the central banks. They've heard the Supreme Court of the United States say last summer that The Federal Reserve and the central banks no longer have power and control over state-sponsored banks. People have paid attention to the Supreme Court of the United States saying that now state-sponsored banks can operate outside of the Federal Reserve central banking system. They can have their own charter, and state-sponsored banks can also issue out their own gold-backed currency. All of this is being reflected in the gold prices. And so countries have now behaving in such a way that's a little different than it had been in the past. Countries' behaviors now are reflecting that people no longer trust the Federal Reserve central banking system, and neither do they trust the United States Incorporated, and neither do they trust the United States dollar. People are paying attention to all of this while accumulating gold in record numbers. Now, I've always told you that you have to pay attention to gold because there's a basic economic principle that states that as the dollar decreases in value, loses its purchasing power, completely decreases in value, gold increases in value. Again, the economic principle states that as the dollar decreases in value, gold will increase in value. So if we're paying attention to gold, we see that the United States dollar is losing its purchasing power. We know that inflation is high and the dollar is losing its value. Gold does something very well, family. And this is what people understand. It's what companies understand. It's what investors understand. It's what countries understand. It's what the central banks all over the world understand, that gold holds its value. People know it. Gold is what they call a BS or a bull crap detector. So while you might have the Federal Reserve saying, oh, the dollar is okay, and you might have the mainstream media saying, we're going to be okay, oh, the economy is not in a recession or a depression, we can see that the dollar is losing its value by watching gold do what? Increase in value. Gold is a BS detector. Gold is climbing. It continuously reached record numbers within the same day, within the same week. And so that is making our antenna raise, okay? Central banks of the world have been accumulating gold at record levels since 2014. Okay, in anticipation of what's happening today. The other day, I showed you how President Trump said that as it relates to the devaluation of currencies, I've been worried about that for a long time. So I know we have to do something about that to make sure everybody's on a level playing field. What is he doing? He's having tariff talks and negotiations about talks, and he's setting the stage for gold to become the standard. Stay with me, family. So central banks have been accumulating gold at record levels since 2014. In fact, banks have been dumping or net dumping U.S. Treasury notes and buying physical gold in mass. Physical gold in mass since 2014. But particularly in 2022 and 2023, we saw and we reported on how much the central banks have been accumulating gold. So pay attention to everything that I'm saying, family, because this will set the stage for how we know that we're about to have a global currency reset and a revaluation of currencies. Just stay with me. So you can see this article here that says global central banks are hoarding gold like never before as they seek to reduce overconcentration on United States dollar reserves. Central banks have been hoarding gold in record numbers as well as countries. As a matter of fact, not long ago, I showed you how China was secretly mining gold in record numbers. India was secretly not just mining, but accumulating gold, as well as other nations. So gold buying has accelerated exponentially, according to the article I just showed you, since 2022. But they've been hoarding gold since 2014. There's a reason for this. And there's a reason that countries all over the world have joined BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Stay with me, family. There's a reason nations have joined the BRICS coalition. There's a reason these nations have repatriated their gold back to themselves, halted the trading of the trading of the United States dollar. There's a reason that Not only have nations joined BRICS, they repatriated their gold back to themselves, but they decided to trade with their own local currencies backed by precious metals. They were preparing for something. What were they preparing for? While BRICS was accumulating gold and BRICS was coalescing against the United States Incorporated and the Federal Reserve Central Banking System, you also had the Belt and Road Initiative that was put in place in Asia. And you had the Shanghai corporations. The Shanghai Corporation as those Asian nations that coalesced against the West and decided to use gold as well for trade. So we had the BRICS bloc, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Then you had Saudi Arabia to join BRICS. Then you had almost all exporting nations to join BRICS. So that BRICS became known as Sal BRICS and then BRICS Plus. And at the same time, you had the Shanghai Corporation where you had Asian nations, and they all coalesced against whom? The United States Incorporated. They all decided to stop trading with the dollar. And this alone is what shot the gold prices up. This is why we see a reflection of gold reaching all-time highs. At the same time, all this was happening, you have 46 states here in America. Remember, according to our republic, states are countries. You have 46 states reclaim silver and gold as money. How did they do this? By passing legislation to remove sales taxes from precious metals. And any state that decided not to do that got sued by taxpayers and gold companies such as Kentucky taxpayers that did it just a couple of weeks ago. So states are taking back their power. They're saying no more are we going to allow money to be taxed. And this is in alignment with our republic and a constitution for our republic that says you can't tax money. And the only thing that can be used to pay off debt here in America is gold and silver. This is also in alignment with the Congress Coinage Act of 1792 that was passed April the 2nd, 1792, that pin or peg the United States dollar to precious metals, a bimodal type thing where it pegged the dollar to silver and gold. That was the precursor. The Coinage Act of 1792 that was passed April the 2nd, 1792 was the precursor to the gold standard. But we just celebrated Victory Day or Freedom Day or Liberation Day on April the 2nd. Why? Because Trump said we were celebrating putting tariffs or taxes on countries that were doing business with us. And behind the scenes, we're celebrating the gold standard by acknowledging and commemorating the Gold Coinage Act of April the 2nd, 1792. April the 2nd, the same day that President Trump gave all these nations a deadline, the date that they must come to the table and they must discuss what's going to happen in terms of trade agreements. Because what had been happening behind the scenes is that these countries were taxing America for our imports, American imports into their country, but we weren't taxing them. As a matter of fact, not only were we not taxing these companies for importing their goods, but we were taxing the American people. President Trump said, not on my watch. He said on the campaign trail, and he said it when he first came into office, and he kept his promise. He said, I am eliminating the IRS, and I'm going to implement the ERS or the External Revenue Services by putting tariffs and taxes on imported goods that were coming into America. Now, riddle me this. Why is it that we need to depend on other nations to import goods and services, but mainly goods? And, they also outsource customer service and all that. Why are we depending on other nations when we can do for ourselves? Why are we worried about putting taxes on these nations when we can manufacture at home? So I debunk all of the fear tactics and all the stuff that mainstream media is saying, oh, we're going to have a downturn in the economy if we put taxes or tariffs on these countries that want to import their goods into us, to our country. No, that is a lie. As a matter of fact, President Trump said all nations have called him and decided to come to the table to talk about these negotiations. You tax us, we tax you, is what President Trump said. He is the great negotiator. He is the one, after all, who wrote the book, the art of negotiations. So all nations have come to the table. And as a matter of fact, in anticipation of the deadline of April the 2nd, you had Israel to remove all taxes on imported American goods. You had Vietnam to remove taxes. You had many nations. You had Israel to remove taxes on American goods. And you had many, many nations to say, okay, we're going to play nice. We're going to stop importing goods into your country until we come to some type of a negotiation. And we're not going to tax American goods coming into our country. Why did Trump decide that tariffs, taxes on imported goods from other nations was the best way to go about bargaining between us and these different nations? Because he was tired of American people being taxed. He was tired of us outsourcing goods and services and food when we can manufacture at home. If you want to do business with us, you're going to pay us. And if you're an American company, an American manufacturer, Trump said, guess what? Come home or pay up. All of this was setting the ground, family, for the currency revaluation and the global currency reset. That's why in 2020, President Trump said, in regards to the devaluation of currency, and I showed you the video, I've been thinking about that and worried about that for a long time, but I'm going to implement something to put us all on a level playing field. What is that? Tariffs, taxes. That's going to put us all on a level playing field. In order for these countries to pay the taxes on their goods coming into America, they're going to have to revalue their currency. Their currencies are worthless. We've decimated them, or the United States Incorporated did, through war, through sanctions. They have to raise their currency. Now, I showed you the other day how when Vietnam removed the taxes or the tariffs from American goods that were imported into their nation, the article stated that this increased the demand for the Vietnamese dong. I also showed you how when Iraq became the transportation hub of the Middle East and the transportation hub of the world as of April the 1st, 2025, this year, just a few weeks ago, how that would increase the demand for the Iraqi dinar. So now we have a new transportation system in Iraq that connects Iraq to more than 66 countries, thus making Iraq the transportation hub in the world, making sure that goods are now transported between Iraq or going through Iraq and other nations more efficiently and more cost effectively. The articles state, and I showed you the articles, and I will bring it up to you again and put it in the description section, that this will increase the demand for the Iraqi dinar. Why is that important? Because as the demand for these currencies increase due to tariffs, due to all these political changes, through new transportation system, through talks and negotiations, as the demand for those currencies increase, the supply will decrease. Now, let's use our Economics 101 teaching that we learned in undergrad school and remember about the art of supply and demand. If the demand for these currencies are increasing through the tariff talks, through the Iraq becoming the new transportation hub, then the supply will decrease, right? Thus making the value of those currencies higher. So on the one hand, you have these countries having to revalue their currencies in order to pay taxes, in order to pay us to do business with us. And on the other hand, you have the demand for these currencies increasing, thus making sure that the supply decrease. And that, my darlings, will raise the value of these countries' currencies. Not only that, but what this is showing us is that the United States Incorporated and the Federal Reserve Central Banking System is losing financial and economic hegemony. It's losing its power. It's losing its authority to be able to force these nations to trade with the dollar, or else they'll get sanctioned, or else we'll create war, declare war against them. President Trump is taking the country by the helm. He's taking the world by the helm, and he's saying, we're going to play fair. We're going to all have a level playing field. How do you have a level playing field? You put taxes on countries for doing business with us, for importing their goods, and you revalue the currencies so that all the currencies can be one-to-one with each other. So I thought that was really interesting, family, the way President Trump is playing hardball, But just in case you didn't think I knew what I was talking about or it didn't make sense because I'm putting the puzzle pieces together, I want you to consider how Gold Telegraph, which is a publication about gold and geopolitical, financial, and movements and economics, Gold Telegraph just said on April the 8th that Japan's finance minister said that trade talks with the United States may also include discussions on foreign exchange rates. Please consider that, family. Why did they mention foreign exchange rates? They want you to know that we're on the precipice of change. If Japan's finance ministry is saying that these trade talks with President Trump and with the United States may include discussions on foreign exchange rates, you know that may should be substituted for will include discussions on foreign exchange rates. Why? Because you have to reinstate the value of the country's currencies back to its pre-war and pre-sanctioned value so that these countries can operate in trust, so they can operate being one-to-one with each other, so they can operate doing business with each other, so that they can pay the taxes, the tariffs on goods that they're importing, and so that they can pay their people. Let's look at that again. Gold Telegraph said on April the 8th, Japan's finance minister said that trade talks with the United States may also include discussions on foreign exchange rates. What should you anticipate? A fluctuation of the Japanese yen. Okay, because people are wondering, is that going to increase the demand for the Japanese yen or is it going to decrease the demand? So you're going to see a fluctuation. Some people are going to buy more Japanese yen. Some people are going to buy more foreign currency, Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dollar. They're going to keep buying because the demand is increasing and the supply will decrease. When there's a decreased supply of something, remember, it makes it more valuable. Stay with me, family. We are on the precipice of change. With the tariff talks, companies and investors rushing to gold as well, and people rushing to gold because they know that gold maintains its value. They know that the dollar is losing its value. We know that we're on the precipice of change. Gold and silver always maintain their value. Gold is a hedge against inflation. Gold is a way to maintain the value of your money. And gold, in fact, is money. That is why King's World published an article in February 2023 that said that the world, not BRICS, not the Shanghai Corporation, not one or two countries or one or two states, but the whole world is rushing back or hurtling back towards gold as money. We are preparing for a global currency reset that will completely reset the financial system as we know it, decimate and destroy the Federal Reserve System and the central banking system, annihilate the United States dollar that was attached to it, and now make sure that the whole world is wealthy. The global currency reset, family, will decimate the Federal Reserve central banking system. And I've told you this on countless occasions that at the end of every empire, they rack up the debt. They print as much money as they can, much currency as they can. They rack up the debt. They buy themselves assets and then they destroy the system. They print as much money as they can. They spend the credit. They rack up the debt and then they crash the system and move back towards the gold standard. At the end of every empire, look it up. It's called the crack up boom. That's what has been happening. That's why Janet Yellen said in 2022 and then again in 2024, we've reached the debt ceiling. Of course you have. You've been printing money out the wazoo. You've been paying all these government agencies and people out the wazoo. You've been buying yourself assets. Janet Yellen said, we reach the debt ceiling. We've got to take extraordinary measures to do something about this. What were those extraordinary measures while they were printing up money out the wazoo, money that was backed by nothing, or fiat, more explicitly, not money. They were printing fiat, paying themselves, racking up the debt, racking up credit while we were in poverty, stealing from our trust because they knew that at some point they'd have to decimate the system. You know what they said they were going to do to make themselves whole? They were going to steal money out of the retirement accounts of government workers. That's how they were going to make themselves whole, according to Janet Yellen. But behind the scenes, 209 nations made a secret agreement through Operation Sandman or Project Sandman to, when triggered, stop trading with the dollar and use their own currencies backed by precious metals. What was that trigger? It was Vladimir Putin going to Ukraine, cleaning out all the military bases, exposing all the deep state secrets, exposing the labs of the sickness that destroyed us, exposing the Biden crime family, money laundering, sex laundering, trafficking, drug trafficking. Oh, Vladimir Putin exposed all of that in 2022. So Biden put sanctions on him. Well, he clapped back. Vladimir Putin did, and he said, I'll stop trading with the dollar and I'll use my own currency. And that's why the Russian ruble became the strongest performing currency in the world in 2022. Then Vladimir Putin from Russia led who? BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and other nations to stop trading with the dollar and use their own currencies backed by gold. But behind the scenes, these countries had already repatriated their gold back from the Vatican so that they could back their currencies with gold. So that was the secret agreement. It started happening. All these countries joined BRICS. Then you had the Shanghai Corporation. They stopped trading the dollar with the dollar. You had the central banks and all over the world hoarding gold. They were all preparing for this. And here in America, banks had to become Basel III compliant, meaning they had to recognize gold as a tier 1 asset. What does that mean in layman terms? They had to recognize gold as money and no longer recognize it as a commodity. Gold is money all over the world. We are ready for a global currency reset all over the world. And Basel III compliancy that was implemented here in America not only said that banks had to recognize gold as a tier 1 asset, but they said banks in America and central banks had to recognize tier 2 assets, which are foreign currencies and foreign reserves. Foreign reserve notes is what they call it. Foreign reserve notes are foreign currencies. Banks had to recognize and be ready to receive foreign currencies. So I showed you the article and I did a whole video on it that said that last summer, banks met to ensure that they were ready to receive tier 2 assets. And I showed you articles that said tier 2 assets are foreign currencies. Banks met globally to make sure they were prepared to receive currencies, foreign currencies. Why? Because the article states, and I'll show you the video, I'll put it in the description section, that banks need gold and foreign currencies to maintain the health of the banks and to make sure these banks would be okay in the event of financial recession or financial downturn. Banks needed your gold and they needed your foreign currencies to make sure that they maintain the health of the bank. So banks are ready for a global currency reset. Banks are ready to receive your tier 2 assets, and Trump is making sure that it happens very, very soon. Having said that, I just wanted to give you all some type of introduction. Now we're going to welcome in our Chief Mack. Hey, Chief, I'm sorry for the long introduction. I just wanted to set the groundwork for our discussion today to let people know it's time to get our affairs in order.
Awesome, guys. I heard you going in, Dr. Key. You were going in.
Thank you.
It's important for us to talk to Soul family, which I wanted to connect with everybody because that's a lot getting to happen, man. A lot getting. And we just wanted to say that, guys, we got to get our spirits in order, our hearts, our emotions in order, because things going to happen so fast, man. Whatever, you're going to have to purge it out, guys. So Dr. Key and I talked, and we said we need to talk to the Soul family, put you guys on aware about things that's getting ready to happen. So I just wanted to tap in with you guys and connect with you guys through the spirit.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, Chief. I'm going to let you talk while I get this call.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I said we just wanted to talk to you guys, ask some opening questions and ask you guys what's going on with you guys. Because we know that's a lot of things happening. I've been over the past few months, 2 or 3 months, I've talked to a lot of people. And I'm just getting a different type of forecast on what's going on with the people in terms of people with mental capacity, people's health. There's a lot of people going through some health issues. Um, just want to know what's the decision to make based on talking to people, so we can help you make an executive decision on which direction you need to go in your life. So that's what we've been doing, talking about that. So Dr. Kia and I, she's going to come on and ask some opening questions. So how you guys doing, guys? You guys are good. There are people getting their trust completed, have got your 9-8 numbers in the mail, and then, I've talked to several people that's already at the banks, getting trust open and relationships with the bank. Let me tell you something. I'm thinking that that RV is going to happen in April, and they're going to think it's an April Fool's joke.
Mm.
They do stuff like that. I believe it's all the stages are set for it to happen. And just so you guys know, when I was hearing you talk, Dr. Kid, just so you know, the Iraq has partnered up with the Federal Reserve,
Mm-hmm.
and it hit me. It hit me. I said, from from my perspective, and saying that every time somebody gets some funds or some wealth, the wealth was always yours.
Mm.
Always yours if you're getting it. The when you trade those Iraqi dinars in, they're gonna pull the money from your trust account.
Mm.
The dinar get invested in foreign currency is the fastest way to tap it into that account, because for those of you who got bought in the foreign currency, the Federal Reserve know that you got it. They know that authenticity and has a barcode on it.
Yeah.
There's a connection with the Federal Reserve to know that, so that they doing biometrics. It's all kind of safety things. They're going precautions they're going to take when you walk in the bank. If you think that you're going to walk in there with somebody else's currency, that's not going to happen, man. I wanted to say this too, Dr. Kid. I have talked to people, and they said that they have purchased some foreign currency as a collective group, or
Mm-hmm.
have given someone some funds to get those currency, and that person got the letter of authenticity or any type of receipts.
Mm-hmm.
They stated that they did, and if they gave you some foreign currency based on what they bought, and you guys are not in good terms, you try to walk in the bank, that person can set you up, man. You need to think about that, because I know somebody who did that. He bought some
Mm.
poor people, and basically what they were doing was just doing the same things the banks would do. The banks, for those of us who purchased any foreign currency with the banks, and the banks was putting an extra tax on top of ordering the currency for you, which I'm glad that I
Mm.
did. And that's business. This is business.
Okay.
Banks are in position to make money. Don't ever think they're giving you anything. They're in business to make money. So
Right.
uh,
Right.
let's just say Wells Fargo, you know, when I went there last year, why would a bank sell you something if they're not looking for you to come back in to make profits on it? Wells Fargo was actually ordering racket dinars for individuals. I know
Mm-hmm.
this, and they they were placing an order, and what they were doing was charging probably twice the amount that many of us paid, and they were ordering for themselves at the same time, get some for us. When they got something for us, they would
Mm-hmm.
get something for them. It's just like they do. You put your deposit in the bank, they stick their hands in your cookie jar and fractalize them. You let's look for the money's going to come. So that's what they were doing. And so there were people going to the banks right now asking, you don't want to go to banks premature, guys. They were asking, are these current? Some people don't know how to go into a bank and talk to them. When I go in there, I set the pace. I know
Yeah.
what, but you don't want to go in the banks right now and say anything to them about
Mm-mm.
the dinars. You don't even want nobody to know that you have them. But
Right.
it will happen. Wells Fargo was actually ordering them for individuals so that you can be able to fractionalize them at a later date. And that day is
Mm.
soon. But there was an employee from one of the people who do your show said that he went in there and talked to the guy. The guy said that Don't do it. It's a scam.
Hmm.
Then the guy also told him he was a Mason. You know.
Hmm. So people are asking you, where can they get foreign currencies? Now, I heard you say you can get it from some banks. Do you know?
No, but the bank's not doing it. They're not. They've been told not to do it, guys. The banks are not
Oh,
doing
okay.
it. That's
Okay. They're
that's
not doing it
that's.
anymore.
I went to Wells Fargo about almost a year ago, and was
Okay.
asked, order something. They said, "Well, you can place the order with us, and we'll get them. We'll call you when they come in." But I'm glad to
Hmm.
do it with the banks because I would have paid a lot more for what I got it through a site. That's a site you can go to get the Iraqi dinars, any other what's that, Banknote World?
Banknotesworld.com.
Uh,
Yes.
so there's some other sites you can go to, and I'm pretty
100 100trillions.com. That's another one.
yeah. But that gate is going to be shut down, man, if you guys don't get it. And also, you want to make sure you have that trust set up. Um, I've been listening intently, and one of the guys was talking. He was saying that you need to have that foundation, irrevocable foundation. Well, guess what the irrevocable foundation is? The 508. He didn't say the
Mhm.
508, but it's an irrevocable foundation. That's what you mean. What says when you say irrevocable foundation? You got several found. You got the 501, 503, or the 508. The 508 is irrevocable. The other foundation,
Mhm.
like foundation,
Trust, found irrevocable trust.
yeah, it's the
Okay.
50 or the 501, and those don't have the benefits and the protection that an irrevocable foundation has. That's the 508. Because I'm hearing that you walk in the banks with those funds, if you don't have that shut up, they're looking to take anywhere between 37 to 40% from you.
Chief, people are asking, do you have, hi, Sister Kimberly, not do you have, but are you still doing consultations for setting up that trust that
Yeah,
allows people to
yeah,
operate outside the jurisdiction of the
yeah,
government?
I am.
Yes.
Calling for, I got
Okay.
talked to some people today. I've got information for people to start their trust for them. That people
Okay.
getting that numbers, that 98 number in the mails. They're happy about it. That people call me at the bank, and I instruct them on what to say. You can ask them for a non-interest bearing account. It's an irrevocable trust. If you got your information, I walk them through the process. You're not by yourself. And
So let
so,
me give them your contact number, contact information. And I'll make sure I have this ready. I have this correct. Gigi is saying she needs that. Contact Chief at unityemotion45 at yahoo.com. That's UNITYINMOTION 45 at yahoo.com. When you contact Chief by email at unityemotion45 at yahoo.com, he will send you a link to pay for the consultation fee, and it's very, very affordable. And then once you pay the fee, and along with that, he'll send you his number. And once you pay the fee, either he will contact you or you can contact him. Is that correct, Chief?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh, Also, I'd like to add another thing too, guys. We are not in a race.
Hmm.
Given to those who endure. We're not in the race. We're not rushing anybody. And I also want to say something too with grown folks too. Is once you send the funds, the cost funds for the service that I provide for the trust like that, there aren't any refunds. We're not going to play any games. Period. It's not any refunds. You won't get. We know we need these trusts and the other services that I provide. Once you send those funds in, there have been some people that sent the funds in. I've been calling them so I can do the process for them. Whenever you're ready
Hmm.
to roll, I got you. But I'm calling you, and you hadn't sent me the information that I need to start the process. So whenever you're ready to roll, I'm here for you. But there are no
Chief,
refunds.
absolutely. Can you scoot over a little bit? Because you're kind
Yeah.
of cut off. Yeah, that's better. That's awesome. Thank you, Chief. People want to see you. So we're talking today about how we need to get our affairs in order. Chief said he wanted to talk to us about getting our hearts and our minds, our spirits in order, because we're about to receive a lot of wealth. Chief, can you talk a little bit more about why it's important to make sure your heart is ready?
And out of the abundance of the hearts, money is going to heighten it. If you don't have
Right.
Don't get all the hate, the envy, malice, and jealousy out your heart. You're going to counsel yourself out, and I promise you that. Listen, guys, what's happening is balance.
Mm.
Balance is being created.
Mm.
World is balancing itself on out. So that's why you see, do you guys realize how many homeless people are on the streets of America?
Yeah, yeah.
You guys don't realize what's going on. I mean, I'm so tapped in. You know, the creator when he made me, I see everything that the people don't want to see.
Mm.
I'm out in these streets. I see things that don't matter to the average person, things that the average person don't want to see and don't care to see. I see it because I'm a true empath. I see these things, you know, and that's so before righteousness comes, there's a lot of hell on earth right now. The drug,
Yeah.
the reason you got a lot of homeless people on the street is not, it's in part because of drugs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, the systems is so wicked, guys. How do they make money? They got to medicate the people.
Mm.
You know, I had a job. I worked with the homeless, and when I had my people to check their bags to make sure that when these people, we had warming centers, and we would take people in from off the streets who are homeless, and so they would have a warm place to be, so they won't freeze at night. So when they come in, you know, they would check these people's bags, and you want to know what over 90% of the people had in their bags?
What's that?
Pharmaceuticals.
Mm.
Farmer, you know what that means? It's sorcery. It opens you up to a spiritual world that you cannot handle with a carnal mind. And it opens you up to a spiritual world, which means that you see these disembodied spirits. And when you see them, if you're not protected, then they can take you to the sunken place and jump into that avatar, walk right on in you and control you. I got a lot of videos with people who are demonically possessed. They just been walked in, and their minds have been. You guys, when you know what I know, you are careful about fucking with people, man. Leave yourself open to these things, man. You know, you leave yourself open. People think it's a game. You know, I'm quite sure that a lot of people on the streets who didn't think they would be homeless on the street, howling at the morning at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You gotta go.
You know, I think that's not, I think, but I know that's one of the reasons why President Trump is putting tariffs on these countries. He's doing two things. He's putting tariffs or taxes on these countries, and he's also telling them, secure your borders and stop allowing fentanyl and other drugs to come into America.
Well, I mean, the war on drugs it's a farce. I'm not gonna go too deep in that, you know. But you know, we have an in-home assassination. You know, there's certain people that have been picked on more than other people.
Absolutely.
Let's not even talk about the epidemic of the crack cocaine in the late 70s and 80s, you know, and made my hometown the murder capital of the whole United States, and I survived that. You know, it was a military operation because it was dropped off on every city in America. Every inner city in America, that stuff was dropped off on like that. And so right now, we're fortunate to be alive. That's why I've been saying it's a beautiful time to be alive, because it truly is. Because you know, just to be alive.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
To experience this wealth transfer, and we're being put in position so we don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. A 9-to-5 job is, I'm sorry to say, it's a curse. It robs you from your time that you can't get back. You're not supposed to be waking up every morning at a certain time and getting up. Sometimes your body requires more rest than
That's
every day.
true.
And you bounce up real quick. Then they do a daylight spring forward. Then you got to wake up a lot early. You typically go to work. There's a lot of people end up transitioning at work on Monday. And a cousin dropped dead. He worked at a prison. Like, you do the research and you see that Monday morning is the day that a lot of people go to work and drop dead.
Wow.
The rich and the rich, they spend maybe 2 hours on a laptop
Mm,
and make
mm,
$500,000,
mm,
and then go in the
mm.
course and drink an Arnold Palmer and laugh with other multi-millionaires and billionaires, and while they got everybody slaving at a dead end, just over broke, just paying you out your own trust account. You talk about,
Mm-mm.
a lot of people don't even care about working anymore right now because it's just that there are no benefits out of working. You working a job, you can't even pay bills. You working a job.
That's true. It's not
Why,
enough.
why should you work a job and not be able to pay bills? It's just ludicrous. But so
Speaking, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, Doc.
Thank you, T. Speaking of that, we have Rhea McDowell here. I just want to read what she said because it really touched my heart. She says, I am homeless. Another reason there are a lot of homeless is because the Biden administration caused a rent pandemic. These landlords are asking for unreasonable rates and qualifications in order to rent a space to live.
That's true. So, and I was going to also add too that I have for the past 5 years, when I started going live on social media platforms, because it's been my ministry on
Mhm.
Facebook for the past 5 years, I have been sounding my voice like a trumpet in the hope that the people hear me and can make the executive decisions on your life. And a lot of people listen to me, and those that didn't, some of them are not here today. In fact,
Mhm.
uh, the Pulliam family, my track coach transitioned today. Coach
Oh
Will
man,
Pulliam. He's my track coach. Very
sorry.
and we went state. Uh,
Mm.
I did the long jump. I did the 4x4 relay. I was an athletic guy. Played basketball, football. But I just want to give a shout out to Coach Pulliam. He had transitioned today. William Pulliam. We went state about 3 times. Horace Mann High School I went to, with under his coaching. So I want to say that first and foremost. But
Yes.
I just hope people he didn't take what I think he took, you know. And so right,
Mhm.
we have things that's going to give us longevity. So let me tell you something. 70 years old is not old, guys.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's not.
70 years old is not old, even 80, man, because I look at our ancestors 200 and 300 years ago, how healthy they were and how that long they lived. And so we have an opportunity to change up how we eat, how we think, what comes out our mouth, and speak words of and high vibrations and frequencies that it adds up. It adds up. So that's why I want to talk to you guys about. And so, based on what the young lady said about being home, there's a lot of people homeless because of rent
Yes.
increase. The jobs are trying to pay people less, and the rent is steady going up, and people saying, "I'll be better off get me a tent instead of a tent." So you have a lot of people out there as well who are not on drugs or anything. They just need
Hmm.
support.
Some
You
people are working and still can't afford the rent. So I'm going to ask the Soul family to send Sister Rhea McDowell positivity. Send her some love. Please send her some good energy. Command that this situation be worked out for her. And Sister Rhea, let us know how we can support you. Like if you have a cash app or you need us to make some moves, some phone calls, if you don't mind, put it in the chat and we'll, as a soul family, will see what we can do to help you and support you. But you have to let us know how we can support you. So family, please send her some positive energy. Let her know you're thinking about her. Let her know that you love her and you care about her and that we're supporting her. Okay, back in your hands, Chief.
yeah. Just make sure I get a cash out. I'll definitely do something. I'm gonna tell you
For
guys
her.
something too. I keep on telling you guys we're being watched. We are being
Mm,
in the natural and in the spirit. And so if you guys
mm.
talk making some kingdom points, getting racked up on kingdom points, because I know I have racked up on a lot of kingdom points.
What does that
Listen,
mean, racking up on kingdom points?
when you lose this ghost, you lose this fleshly body,
Mm,
getting access to the celestial body. Everything that you did is going to be played out.
mm.
Everything, good or bad, that you have done, everything that you do, and I keep on telling people, it's going to be accounted
That's
for.
right. Mm,
So this life wasn't given to you to act like a clown.
Right, right.
You think you can come down here and act like a plum fool, and there's
Hmm.
no repercussions for that? You're ludicrous. You're an imbecile if you think that. So
Mm.
you still get up in the morning. You better repent. You better turn from
Mm.
your ways, because you don't get away
Right,
with it.
because you don't get away with it. And you always say everything's being recorded. Our eyes, our ears, the Most High, it's being recorded. And if you don't have a good heart, there's no way that we're going to be entrusted with all this wealth. No, no way.
You're gonna take your own stuff up out of here.
Mm,
See, I know
mm,
that there are people watching you uh, that hear it by behind the scenes, not participate with the soul tribe, but get the benefits of the soul family.
mm.
Had to be clean their heart. And so, yeah, I'm gonna get these foreign currency. I'm gonna stun on them.
Right.
I'm gonna stun. No,
Right.
you should be saying everybody should have a humanitarian because it's in you. That's why you were sent here. You know, you should be saying, I've been doing this all my life. That's why the Creator has got me an overflowing abundance already.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this already
Mm-hmm.
because I know that I have helped angels out before. Be careful to entertain strangers because many have
Mm.
angels unaware.
That's right.
I know I have done it. I know I have a tremendous amount of kingdom points. So again, kingdom points is when you do righteous things with those who you know that can't do anything for you. Then the Creator said that when you look out for those who can't help themselves, I'm in debt to you.
Mm.
It's right there in the book. But you're not gonna hit past the pork chops, said at a Sweetwater Baptist with Bubbles and Delicious playing the tambourine and playing the piano. You're not gonna hear that. You will tell it how highly favored you are, and you've been paying ransom money, but it's in that Bible. And we know it's been turned into an allegory and plagiarized, but they got stuff
Mm.
that talk. There's so many passages in that talks about the homeless guys, but you don't
Mm.
know because they don't talk about it in the church.
Mm.
But my mom, I
Mm.
give so much appreciation to my mom.
Yeah.
She's no longer here anymore, and with me in the flesh, but in the spirit, my mom still contacts me. But
Mm.
I'm so appreciative that my mom taught that to my siblings and I. How to take care of the homeless and love them. And I feel so good. But that's what's going to give you the kingdom points because, like I said here, your body, your eyes, and your ears are
Mhm.
recording mechanisms. Your body is a computer. It's not who you are. Who you are is old.
Mm.
Body is ancient. You are. It's that what they say. The seat of your soul is right there in the pineal gland. That's the soul. This body goes back to the earth, and that soul goes down that wormhole back
Mm.
to the created. Your ass up into that celestial body, and everything has been played out. What you did, and if you didn't pay your cards right, you're gonna find yourself going back to that light, and they're
Mm.
going. You're gonna find yourself coming out that womb, screaming and hollering again. Repeat this hell all over again. I don't want to come back, and nobody's worth me coming back.
Yeah, I don't want to come back either.
Come back. So have that relationship. Get your heart right. I keep on saying that. I keep on reiterating that. Get your heart right. And speak manifestation of good things that you want to happen in your life. And while you're doing that, get rid of the hate, envy, malice, and jealousy out your heart because those are the soul traps.
Mm.
Those are the soul traps. So it's gonna be so we're gonna get these funds and we're gonna have our humanitarian projects set up. Um, we have an opportunity to look out for our families. I want to say
Yes.
something about it, without saying any particular name.
Okay.
To operate in trust means you have to trust somebody.
Mm. Okay.
That's the spiritual and the physical thing. To operate in trust. So
Okay.
listen, guys, if you're talking about obtaining a trust and you don't have anybody who can be your trustee,
Mm.
nobody that you trust that can be your trustee, nobody that you know that if something happened to you, that you're gonna leave as a beneficiary.
I've heard people say that I don't trust anybody. I'm not going to create a trust because I don't trust anybody. I'd rather just be by myself. Why would God give you a whole bunch of wealth to hoard for yourself? You don't trust anybody?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say that you need to take a look at yourself.
Mm.
You need to take a look at yourself. If you have the understanding that you have, then you know that most of the people in the world have a spell cast over them and they can't see and have the eyes that you have. So if you say that you don't trust anybody, you say that you're too good for somebody because they haven't woke up or risen up to the understanding that you have. So I don't
Mm.
trust nobody. But how about you love them enough to bring them into trust?
Wow.
How about you do? And people don't trust anybody because we don't have the funds and the finances. Now, if you would have the funds and finances, show you that one of the greatest ways you can show a person you love them is through monetary
Mm.
gifts. How are you going
Mm.
to have a trust and you got all this wealth, and then if something happened to you, so you would prefer that probate courts, this B system, get this funds, other than you being able to leave it enhanced for your family?
Mm.
We got to do better, guys. We are the teachers. We got to teach our people. Listen, I got family members who don't even call. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got older brothers who don't even call me.
Mm.
Four of them, four brothers who don't even reach out. But I know that they watching my page because Chief Mack ring
Mm.
bells. Man, my name ring bells around here, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through enough hurt in this life that I passed the test, man. I don't look like what I've been through, you know.
Mm.
You guys may see me on my page wearing beautiful suits and smiling and the whole nine
Yeah.
yards, but I've been through a lot. I don't look like what I've been through. In fact, I saw a guy here in my hometown at the Whole Food store. And he looked, he said, right. I said, hey, man, what's going on? And you know what he said to me?
What do you say?
He said this. I said, man, what's going on, Shannon? We played basketball together in high school. I said, man, what's going on? He said, you don't know who this is? I said, of course I know who this is, man. But you want to know why he said that to me?
Why?
Because Shannon, that's my brother. He looks like an old man.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
He he was saying, do you recognize? Because I know I don't look the same.
Mm. Wow.
Dried up. That's my brother, man. He got
Mm.
great, like he's in his 70 years old. And all that drinking that my brother did, Shannon's like a brother to me. All that drinking he did over the years, it dried him out.
Mm.
He got so much. Here it is. I'll be 54. I got like a great streak right there. I got a few sprinkles in my head, but Shannon Bear, man, he's always great, man. He's just about 53. We're about the same age. He said,
Mm.
man, you don't know what it is. I said, of course I know who you are, man. But when I
Mm.
thought about it, I said he had to say that because he wanted to know that I recognize. Man, I know who you are, man. But
Mm.
subconsciously, he had to say that to me because he know he looks different.
Mm.
And I paid it off. I said, man, of course I recognize you, man. He said, man, I got some things going on, man, and I'm gonna, I need to talk to you, man. I said, I got you, man. He had my number, this phone, but it was meant for me to see him.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that our people have been fooled and sucker. Coming from Gary, Indiana, I left in 1991, and
Mm.
I dodged a lot of what people weren't able to dodge. Guys, my hometown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know that my steps are divinely guided and protected, because I've moved out the way. A lot of things I've never done any drugs. I never smoked weed before. I don't drink no hard liquor. But right now, I mean, it's short right now. I don't take any medications. I've never had to be in a hospital overnight. Um,
That's
I've never
awesome.
I've never had a lot of things that people my age have. My body's is that of a a 30-something-year-old man from what the people tell me. I'm
Mhm.
grateful. I'm tremendously grateful. And the funds that I get, that the creator allowed me to get, because nothing that you do is just on your own. But with that
Yeah.
allowed me to have, I'm planning on bringing balance to the earth. And that balance is all righteousness, guys. And that's what we need to do. So get your minds right. Anybody that's not supposed to be connected to you, the creator's going to find a way who's going to separate them. Because when these people
Mm.
separate me, who wasn't supposed to be around me, that's when abundance and overflow happen. I
Oh,
trust
wow.
the, I'm talking about tremendous overflow and abundance. I trust the process.
And you also, when the creator is blessing you financially right now, you're doing extremely well, and you bless other people. I noticed that. I talked to a lady yesterday. We were on a three-way call. You guys have had a relationship. You're blessing each other. You bless me financially. You bless people. You have a relationship with the homeless. You bless people that call you every now and then if they need help. You're just a giving man, and I think that's why the Most High has entrusted you and the rest of us with this great wealth that's coming because we have that heart for people.
Yeah, what you do, and I have a talk with the creator. Uh,
Okay.
so what you have and trust me with a little, you're going to trust me to do with the overflow.
Mm,
And
mm.
people put their mouths on certain people like that. People may have put their mouths on you guys. Don't trust me. Those people. Would you put your mouth on the righteous and the chosen? You got hell to pay. To trust me on that. And before that hell you pay, the righteous is going to shine. You know, we're gonna start shining right now. So it's gonna give you an overflow, so we can come together. I'm planning on when the funds coming. I believe this it's gonna be sooner than later. And there'll be one day that we'll be able to come together, cry, laugh, eat good, and listen to some good music, and then get down to business, man. How many of you guys are ready to get down to business, man?
We
Let's-
ready. But Chief, speaking of getting down to business, you taught us to get our hearts right, not get our minds right. But what about our health? You keep telling me all the time that it makes no sense to have all this money coming if you're not healthy. Can you speak on that a little bit about the importance of health and why you look so good to be in your 50s? I know you eat well, you drink well, but you also do some other things. Can you talk about the importance of health and what the Soul family might be looking towards or forward to in terms of health?
Um,
Like, what are you doing? How are you? How is it that you're in your 50s and you don't have gray hair and you're
I
looking good? Your
yeah,
cells are good.
I have a lot of great hair, but that's not a whole bunch. I
Okay.
I welcome it right now, but you know, um, I've talked to hundreds of people in the past, hundreds of people in the
Mm,
past 4 or 5 months, hundreds. And I'm talking about worldwide.
okay.
I've talked to people, all over the globe,
Mm,
all over the U.S., the Virgin Islands. I've talked to them, you know. Um, and there have been some people who share things to me. I started talking about it hit my spirit to ask people about their health. Because there have
mm-hmm,
been some people that have done things that they are regretting right now today, you know.
mm-hmm.
And people, I like the fact that people trust me and they open up to me.
Yes. Yes.
People have shared things with me, and
Yes, sir.
it helped me. I'm talking about as far as relationship stuff, about
Mm-hmm.
there are couples who are waiting on getting these funds, and you got one of them are married, planning on leaving, and one of them gets the money. I'm talking stuff like that.
Wow.
This thing will either bring you together or tear you apart. It's going to bring the truth. So I mean, I get a lot of, I get all kind of things. People cry, and there's been times that a lady called me on the phone, and we both end up. I'm speaking life in her over her life,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm crying. She started crying. You know,
Mm.
she said, "Brother, I needed that. I just spoke life until it's just the spirit came out. I just spoke in her life, and I just thought she had Big Chief can cry. I'm a very loving guy. Sometimes you have to cry to let the pain out. You don't cry, you're gonna get gray. You're gonna release
Mm.
that. And anything that's in you that should be coming out, you need to be able to let it out. I don't have a problem. I'm a very emotional guy, but I'm a guy with balance, because I will put some your ass for unrighteousness. I'm built to fold you up if you get out of order, and I don't have a problem folding you up. And I don't do a lot of talking. I do it. You know, if you,
I know that's right, Chief. You're a soldier.
I do it. You see these arms, man. You know, that's double pain. The pain. I mean, I'm the life that I lived before this life. I was a protector, and the creator showed me I was a protector, and ain't nothing changed. I'm still that, and I still recognize who I was, because this is not our first go round. I'm sorry to tell you, this is not our first go round at all. So I recognize that. I speak on it. I speak life to myself. So that being said,
It looks like we lost Chief for a minute. I see.
can you hear
Joe.
me?
Oh, I can hear you now, Chief. Yeah. Before you lose your thought, I want you to also talk about the product that you were telling me about to help the soul family stay healthy. We go into the golden age.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Somebody had called me, and I clicked up. But listen, the thing, guys, is that the best thing to do for those of you who wants to get some immediate, what I want to use, some relief, cover what you're going through. A lot of I told you this today, Kim, that there's a gentleman that I talked to a few days ago. He's on dialysis.
Yeah, you did tell me. Yeah.
On dialysis. And this needs to be said.
Okay.
In the inner cities, we have a lot of dialysis centers in the so-called urban areas, don't we? They're not in any other area, but mainly the inner cities.
Okay.
And it's fair to say that 90% of the people who go to these facilities are melanated, so-called black. Is it fair to say that?
Okay.
So I'll let you guys know that, and this can be anybody who live in the area.
Right.
You can't drink the water.
Because
the water's been laced.
And this gentleman that talked to you today, he knows that it's laced and it has contributed to his health condition.
A class action lawsuit right now. Because it's been damaged. He was passing out. He was having dizzy spells. He was passing out. So when he went to the doctor, they said his toxicity level in his body was so high, his kidneys couldn't filtrate it on out, and that's why he was passing out. And then another thing too, guys, a lot of us are too quick to go to these hospitals, man.
And they waiting on you. They waiting on people so they can harvest your organs. Some of them.
Yeah, no doubt. And they're misdiagnosing people on purpose. And the body is designed to heal itself. If you change up what you're doing, how you're doing it, the body can heal itself. So he said that he's going to, he had to retire because he has to go 3 times a week and get dialysis.
Oh my God!
Came from the class action lawsuit, what he's going through right now, because the water in the inner cities, they're poisoning. Just like they did in Detroit,
And Flint, Michigan.
They do it on purpose. If you can, buy these devices, they go in the shower. So when you're taking a shower, you can pull the metal, the lead, and the ammonia out the water, because it gets into your skin. Your skin is the biggest organ that pulls everything in. This is why I spray myself whole body down with hydrogen peroxide, full grade version, my whole body, and rub it in my body. And then after I do that, I take virgin olive oil, a castor oil, and I rub my whole body down with castor oil.
Oh wow!
And so wonder why I don't have a lot of gray hair. My skin still looks good, because this is a ritual. This is just some of the things. There's a couple of things that I do, but I have a whole ritual of holistic things that I do with me that keeps my body strong and healthy. Even, that's getting ready to be 54, I'm extremely strong. And I take pride in that because I'm seeing the people my age that are aging rapidly. So for anybody that have that are having issues, or any family members that are having issues, guys, Dr. Key and I have already got our product for this that helps to rejuvenate the body through stem cells. She got hers coming to her. I got mine. She's already done it, and we feel enough about the soul family that if you have these issues, guys, you may want to get these. This product natural. It's a natural product that can help go in there and rejuvenate your body through stem cells naturally.
It rejuvenates your stem cells, and it's all natural ingredients and light therapy that rejuvenates your stem cells. And
Yeah.
according to you and the lady I spoke to yesterday, that's important because as we age, those cells die. I was like, oh my God. So we have to rejuvenate them, right? And so this product helps with that.
The reason that dying, Dr. Kid, is by the age, let's say by the age of 40, 50, over your body's stop producing half the amount of stem cells, and
Okay.
that's what keep you young. That's what help keep your heart young, your liver, your organs, because it's recreating it, keeping it young. See, by the 80, 90, 70, 80 years old, you're not. The reason that people are transitioning so early because their bodies are not going in there regenerating themselves, so they transition a lot faster. But this product right here, it's not just it's age reversal, guys. Can you believe it? This is something that's been out there, like the stem cell patches, the EE system, even the man beds. This is technology that's been out there. It's just that things are starting to open up to the masses right now. It's starting to open up so we can live as long. Listen, these patches is what the rich and the wealthy have been doing. This is why you don't rich and wealthy people in the hospital. They understand what the hospitals are. They're concentration camps. You go into the hospital, you are a cash cow.
Yeah.
They licking their lips and chop it. But like they might as well have a napkin on and a spoon and fork and that wallet because you are a deposit. You go in that damn hospital if you want to, and you think they got white suits on because they care about you. Okay. You should be doing preventative measures.
They're asking you, what's the name of the product? What product did you say, Doc? That's Love Being Nubian is our moderator. What's the product and how can they learn more or get in contact with you about this product? The patches that rejuvenate your stem cells.
That's what I'm talking to them about, and those who are interested to reach out to me. I can show you how to go about doing it. Get the patches, and there's certain people going through some issues that I probably need to hear from you on what you're going through because you might need to put 2 patches on because the gentleman has kidney issues, so he knew already that he needed to put two of these patches on. So for light therapy, that's put his body in a capacity where it's starting to produce more stem cells and rejuvenate his kidneys. He knows that already. So
it's called LifeWave. Excuse me, Chief. It's called LifeWave. Contact Chief at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. He'll talk to you about it. If you're interested in the product, he'll sign you up for it. If you want to sell it, he'll show you how to do that. Also, we're going to have a special guest and a great friend and business partner with Chief to come in, hopefully like tomorrow or then within the next few days, to talk about how this product helps to rejuvenate your stem cells. And she can answer questions for you. She can tell you about testimonials and just go over the whole, all the details, the whole shebang about why this product might be a good idea for many of us that are suffering from many different ailments.
No doubt. Awesome. There's a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. But they even have, even your children can use this product. Even animals can use it. Horses like that. These horses running. Their tendons and their ligaments are aged like that. It's age reversal. If you're having heart issues, you want to go in there and take care of that because we got wear and tear on our bodies right there, guys. So I felt like it was more important, just to talk to the soul family, those of us who have issues with You want to first of all change how you eat. Sugar is
Mm,
sugar is a poison. You know, so try to
mm,
on the amount of sugars you're eating, guys. Carbs
okay.
you're eating. If you're drinking alcohol, cigarettes, we just want to speak life over ourselves. That is a unalive way of thinking and living. Because the rich don't do these things. Rich and wealthy, they want to live as long as they can to enjoy the wealth that they have accumulated. And so should we. So I want to talk to you guys about transferring your mind from the unalive mentality over to a life of abundance. If you have a dead weight mentality, if you get any type of wealth, that's what you're gonna regurgitate that. You know. So I wanted to
Absolutely. Go ahead, Chief.
yeah, I just wanted to, just speak life into you guys because it's a bit of happiness because things are happening slow. So I felt a bit of happiness on the people. Speak life, smile, listen to some music. I may come over
Yes.
and you guys again one day, you know. But I'm so happy and glad that the creator gave me some avenues to release endorphins between exercising
Yes.
and playing the piano. You know, if
Mm.
you're young, you know, so that may be a day I come up here and play something for you, you know. But I would just want to say I love you guys to life with action,
Amen.
and love covers a multitude. And we were sent to a
You were
earth
saying.
realm that taught us how to be hateful to each other, while the skin crawlers flourish on this earth. All we
Mm.
is operate in love, and love will bring out the true authenticity in people, and that's what we're missing. We
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that's supposed to bring this righteousness up on the earth. We are those ones. So when we
Mm.
get people to come around us being lower vibrational, don't don't give it any life. When you see
Right.
social people on social media and people talking negative about other people and being low down, just know, don't give them any life because
Mm.
people like that are the reason why this world is where it is right now. It's going to take us to be in high vibrations. It's going to
Right.
take us to get all the hate, envy, and malice and jealousy out of our heart. It shouldn't be anybody that you look at that stir you up and make you jealous when you
Mm.
when you got it going on yourself. You should be focused on nobody but yourself. You should say, I got it going on myself. The
Absolutely.
focus on everybody else other than yourself is saying that you don't have enough in you to the point that
Mm.
everybody else hurts you because you see in them what you are lacking in yourself. How about that?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you look at somebody and you're jealous of them or you don't like them, then you're seeing something. They're a reflection of who you are. So you see
They're
something
very
within
stuff
yourself.
you don't have that you wish you can have.
Whoa. Wow.
That's what
Wow.
gaslighting. So people want to try to destroy you with lies, deceit, deception, in the hopes that they bring your light down because their light is dim. And so your
Mm.
light outshines their dim lights. They gotta dim your light down so you and hope that they can be seen.
Mm.
And this is what people do. You got a lot of people on these platforms who are mentally ill, masking around like they
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they go around looking at people who are looking good on social media and shining like that and looking at ways that they could destroy you to do a destiny swap.
Oh.
You see it? We shouldn't be giving anybody like that. We should be able to, if we have a disagreement with each other, we should be able to talk like grown men and women and hash things out. We should just slow the
Yeah.
anger because it's easy to get in trouble and hard to get out. That's why you see the rich. They don't get angry and mad because they know that people are trying to gaslight them out of something out of their pockets. You know,
Mm.
let's slow the anger. I'm slow to anger.
Yeah.
I'm only going to put my hands on somebody to protect myself, protect my family, protect somebody. But I'm not trying to. You can say what you want to say about me. That's not going to make me mad. You know, whatever you say, man. You step inside my square, I'm gonna put a crease in your ass. How about that? And anybody gonna do that. You can talk and say what you want to say. I say whatever you say, but give me a reason so I can tell the judge why to put these sad toils up your ass, man. Because I'm gonna do it. You know,
Somebody said they said, look at those arms on Chief. Can you show us your arms, Chief? You see that? Good Lord.
ouch. Yeah, and I'm just back to the gym. They get a lot bigger, so I'm just I don't mean to put how these arms on display like that,
Mm.
but I competed.
You compete, you work out, you train celebrities, you eat well, you take the patch to rejuvenate yourselves, you drink a lot of water, you know, you use the castor oil. You have said that your health is your wealth. Oh, what's that?
My oranges.
Oh.
Yeah,
Spring water. Okay. Energy, super berry. Oh, okay.
So those berries is what's going to give your body's like it's like an electrical outlet, and those berries are going to electrify your body. The
Mm.
803 is what your body needs, and I know these things. So I got fruit, the oranges. I got these got your blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all those berries in there. I do this daily. So I'm eating with an understanding and a purpose, guys. And anything time I put something, I had here. I had my salad and I had my grapes and
Mm.
blueberries. That's salad right there, So I eat with a
Raw,
purpose.
li- raw living foods feed your cells.
Yeah,
You know.
the
Mhm.
green and the food, the green and the vegetables is the chlorophyll. Is what the body needs. The chlorophyll,
Okay.
so it can go inside your veins and start electrifying your white blood cells and get them the energy they need and the power they need to fight off these microscopic demonic entities in your body called
Mhm.
parasites. How about that?
And one thing I notice about fruit to add to that is that fruit will raise your libido. Well, it does for me.
Yeah.
Because when you are a woman of a certain age, a gentleman of a certain age, your libido or your sex drive can go down. So a lot of people no longer desire their partners, and it's not anything, that is. I'm not saying anything bad about you. It's not your fault. It's just what's happening in your body. But that raw fruit. Oh my God, I'll go on a raw fruit diet for like a week or two, and my energy and libido go through the roof. And it reduces the symptoms of menopause. The hot flashes dissipate. So there is a reason why we were given fruit and vegetables. These are things that we need to be consuming in
Yeah.
order to rejuvenate our bodies.
Too many people eating dead foods and not enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a living organism, and you eating too many dead foods. We've been lied to by the system on how to eat food dead.
Mm-hmm.
They want you in the hospital, man, so they can actually get your social security number and pull money out your social security trust account. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody's after. They create laws in the books so you can break laws they put on the books so they can stick their hands in your account. They want you sick so they can medicate you so they can
Mm.
stick their hands in your account for the long haul.
Wow.
You gotta be smarter than that, guys. You gotta be smart and speak life. So this is what I'm doing, And I'm thankful to the creator that I'm aging slowly. I stopped aging in my 30s. When I see the guys in my hometowns, I feel sorry for them.
Mm.
Old, man, old. And I want to live as long as the creator will allow me to live. Getting rid of the hate, the envy, the malice at your heart. Start walking. Start exercising, guys. If you can, get out there and walk.
Move.
It's springtime. Start to
Right.
move something. Uh, Stop eating all that. Do a cleanse and clean out a lot of us need our arteries and our system to be flushed. You need an oil change. It's like a car need one. You need
Oil change.
oil change.
Oh,
Your
let me just acknowledge this one person before you go on. I want to say thank you so much, Carrie, for sending a $20 super chat, and thank you to the other person that we mentioned earlier. I also want to acknowledge Leroy Russell. Thank you so much for the monetary gift that you gave Dr. Pruitt. I appreciate you, Chief. I can't even say how much you've given me. Like just over the last couple of days, several $100s. Like you just take such good care of me. I don't have to work. Thank you, Chief, for being a provider. I appreciate you. I love you so much. Ray Wortman, thank you for your blessing, your financial blessing. Sister Mary Johnson, God bless you. Have a smile on you. Dorian Gardner, I appreciate you so much. Ray Wortman again. Norma Salazar, thank you. HBK LK, thank you. Sister Tasha Moorhead, Perlia, thank you. I see Chief Mack again. He's been in here so many times. I told you, take care of me. I don't even have to work now. Brenda Ogboro, thank you so much. And to all of you all, who send a financial blessing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I know that the Most High, the Creator, the ancestors are going to bless you 1,000-fold for what you pour into me. Thank you. All right, Chief, back in your hands.
Norma Alexander, that's my girl there, man. I like Norma. It feels good, guys. When I call you and talk to me, keep us keep the soul family lifted in prayer, guys, and cover one another as I cover you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here to bring peace and bring balance. So let's cover each other. Let's not operate with any type of anger, jealous, and malice or hate like that. You want to let the Creator know that you. Some people didn't even wake up this morning. You know, be thankful.
That's right.
Be thankful. Be thankful. I'm so honored that my mom said to be thankful. Because I said, what a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. And I am nothing without him. You know, and that, wake up in the middle of the night and just do start praising. Because, I know that it's been times that I could have been gone. And, when I've had guns put to me. I have times I've been sick before like that. And it just healed and touched my body, So, I went to the hospital one way. They said there's nothing wrong with you at all. About that, my body healed itself.
Wow. When you come back, when we bring the lady on to talk about the product, can you bring an example of what this LifeWave product looked like?
I don't have it right now, but I'll do that. But we'll get to that. But like I said, anybody, if you want to get some of this product, there's certain things that we can't say, guys. Here, we didn't say the word healed or anything like that. Just for entertainment purposes only. But if you want some correction and you want some relief, this thing is doing it for a lot of different people. If you have an opportunity to help other people and make money while you're doing this, it's an opportunity. Like with me, I just talked to some people about it, and they got on board, and you said, "Wait, you can monetize yourself as well too." So if you're interested, just give me a call, reach out to me, and let me know what it's about. If it's about the stem cells, just inbox me. For those people who already been talking to me already, if you're interested in the patch, let me know.
Look, Chief, April said I'm on LifeWave now and 4 patches. That's awesome.
Awesome.
People are saying they're going to reach out to you, Chief.
Awesome. So we're here.
Yeah, because one thing about me, and Chief's been telling me about this product for a while, and sent me tapes and videos and testimonials. I will tell you one thing about me is I will only encourage people to consider or invest in what I would do. I have to have a buy-in. I have to know that it works. I have to be able to say this is something that's good, because I just don't believe in pushing any products or things that won't help the soul family. So just know, family, that I support it 100%, rejuvenating ourselves so that we can live longer. And this is a precursor to the med beds. Go ahead, Chief. I apologize.
No problem. I'm just like you. I did the same thing you did. Same way. Same way.
So if you want to contact Chief, go ahead. Sorry, Chief. If you want to contact Chief, please email him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. That's UNITYINMOTION45@yahoo.com. If you need to know how to operate outside of the jurisdiction of the United States government, if you need to know about trust and how to operate in trust and operate in the private, if you need to know about health, or you might need him to help you set up a regimen for your health, or you might need to learn more about LifeWave and these patches that regenerate your cells so that you can live longer, contact Chief at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com, and he will be very, very happy to assist you. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
And for all of you that are interested in sending Chief a blessing, Chief, what is your Cash App? Is it Allen?
So just a $ Allen Judah 47.
Judah Allen, and that is probably the same function you will use for the consultation fee. Alan Judah. $ Alan Judah 47. It's sometimes people just want to send you something, Chief, because they appreciate your work.
I thank you.
Oh, Anthony, thank you so much. God bless you. Anthony is a huge supporter of the show. He always sends me good, encouraging words. He is so positive and just got high vibrational frequency. So I appreciate you, brother Anthony. He just sent us a blessing of $20. I appreciate you, and may the Creator bless you 1,000-fold. Because when you guys pour into me, it helps me to pour into you. So I appreciate it. Who is that? Tristan. Tristan has sent me a gift over the course of a couple of days ago. Thank you, Tristan. And Thrive says fasting 24 to 36 hours helps you. It helps your cells. And he says he fasts at least once a week. Thank you, Thrive. Okay, so and anybody that's interested in contributing to Dr. Kia Pruitt or my work, you can send a cash app to $ Mama Kia 13. That's $ MAMAKIA 13. So, Chief, we've been on about an hour and a half, but I don't want to rush. The Soul Fam. I don't want to rush us off. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Hey, I say constant. It's a beautiful time to be alive, guys.
Yes.
When you right people in source, and I believe that those of us in the Soul family, I don't think there's another content creator that's pushing love like we're doing it.
Mm.
There's a lot of people being delivered from based on the hundreds of people that I talk to that listen to you. And they've been delivered from the message, whether they don't receive it in the beginning, but they know it's good for their soul. So you can get direction over here. You get balance over here. And that's what we're looking for. We're not the smartest people. I'm not the wisest person, but I got my stripes across my back to know I'm a man. I was sent here to help bring righteousness up on the earth. Not born.
Yes.
I've been through enough, and I have an understanding of things that most people can't see. I see certain things. That's why I move a certain way, because I just know that I'm trying to build as much kingdom points as possible, and the ancestors, the celestial family, the Most High Spirit, is saying, "Well done, my son." I know that my mom and dad are proud of me. I know they are. Are you operating in such a way that the celestial family and just your mom and dad can say that they're proud of you? Be honest.
Wow.
And if you're not, clean your house up. Play a game. I can say emphatically that I know that my mom and dad can say, "We're proud of you, son." I can say emphatically that the celestial family and the Great Spirit said, "Well done, my son."
Yes.
Emphatically. A lot of things behind the scene been a help to a lot of people that you guys don't even know. There's a lot of people who have the information I have are selfish. I have a lot of people out there, a lot of people out there I'm helping out. Not you, but ask yourself that, and then if you think that you need to clean it up a little bit, just start cleaning it up, guys. You have an opportunity to clean it up. You got redemption. When you wake up in the morning, you did it all 6, you have redemption. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chief. So, family, we want to encourage you because we know things are vamping up. Try not to focus on mainstream media, and in fact, instead, look at anything that raises your vibrations, anything that keeps you positive. Try to stay only on the timelines if you are involved in social media that raises your vibrations. Because if you read a timeline or somebody's page that's negative, it could bring you down. You see how they talk about timelines? Some people live on a 3D or third dimensional timeline. That's why they call it a timeline, people's pages. So jump from that if you are encouraged or kind of tempted to look at negative things, and focus on the positive. Know that the creator source has your best interest at heart, and only focus on and think about positivity, because whatsoever you think about and focus on manifests.
There you go.
There you go. So we're ramping up the tariff talks. The negotiations that these countries are doing is preparing for the global currency reset and for the reevaluation of currencies. Also, keep in mind that May, with the end of May, I think it's the 25th, Memorial Day is the end of May. We're going to have a year-long celebration, President Trump, between the end of May of this year, 2025, and we'll go all the way up through July the 4th, 2026. And this will commemorate 250 years of America's birthday. I don't know, that's not America's birthday. America's been here a long time, but that's what they say. So we're going to have a year-long celebration between the Memorial Day of this year and the 4th of July of next year. And some people are really, really hoping that we have a revaluation of currencies and we go to the bank before Memorial Day. So we'll see.
That's almost like something like Jubilee.
Yeah, it does sound like a Jubilee. That's true, Chief.
That's what that is.
That's what that is.
Mm-hmm. It's a Jubilee right there.
Oh, man. That's a blessing.
A lot of happy more people. They open up the private to the public. And those of us who catch it, the private has been opened up to the public to get in and get access through that trust account through foreign currencies. We're going to be able to fractionalize and do what the banks have been doing. The banks going to have to treat us as business partners and not like a debtor. Because we're not, they can't treat you like a debtor when you're not using fiat currency. It's a beautiful.
Yeah, gold and silver actually does raise. They do raise your vibrations. Some people say they make headaches go away. Copper is something that doctors have told people to put on their joints when they have joint pain. These metals, I know you can't say certain words like heal or cure, but they address situations, whereas fiat does not. But this is more than money that we're talking about when we talk about gold, silver, copper, palladium, platinum. So
fiat was created to bankrupt the people. Fiat has a duration date on it. That's the purpose of fiat. There's a fiat created to bankrupt the people. And now that we get rid of the fiat, the whole world is going to be able to operate in so abundance because they can't bankrupt the people anymore.
That's beautiful. Oh, somebody asked a question. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go.
Somebody asked the question, Dr. Kia, what fruits do you eat for your libido? Listen, I eat everything. I eat watermelon, lemons, limes, pineapple, apples, oranges. My favorite is mango. I love mango and pineapple together. I eat bananas, but not too much bananas for some reason. I don't eat that many bananas. I eat acai berry, and I will either eat it individually or put together a fruit bowl. I eat lots of grapes, and I also make my own smoothies. When I put the smoothie, I put all type of fruits in the blender with water. I don't use any milk. I don't use any cream. I don't use any yogurt. I use water or ice and fruits only. Blend them up blend them up and drink it, and I can feel it literally going through my veins. And my libido just, man, it shoots through the roof. Sometimes I'll put peppermint leaves inside of my smoothies. Sometimes I'll just do an all berry smoothie. It depends on how I'm feeling. But my favorite is mango and pineapples and maybe a couple bananas inside there. But I love all fruits, okay? I'll get creative and I'll say, today I'm having lemon, lime, pineapple, and cucumber smoothie. But when you make them yourself, then you know what's in them. Some of these smoothie shops use sugar or turbine or other kind of sweetener, and that kind of like covers up the benefits of the fruit. Fruit has natural sugars in it, but any type of fruit I'll throw in a blender with ice or water, If I need sweetener, I might use a little honey or a little agave, but I'm working towards using no sweetener at all. But thank you for that question. I'm telling you, within about day 3, I'm praying like, God, keep my body, because I'm not married. And these men's is looking good. You see Chief's arms. I got to turn away every now and then, because but I'm just telling you, family, if you are having problems with your libido, your sex drive is low because maybe you're in menopause, or you're getting older as a man, and some women experience dryness too after you reach a certain age, and you just don't have the desire, consider changing your diet. Consider fruits. Consider living food. Fruit is the offering that plants give to us. Consider the raw vegetables, consider water and herbs and those type of things, and lots of healthy, clean water. When I tell you by day 3, you're going to feel good. Trust me, family, it's the truth. And people ask me all the time, why am I always so happy? Why is my energy so high? Except when I'm tired. He called me the other day. I was tired. He was like, you need to get some rest. What's wrong with you? You ain't called in a couple of days. Girl, what's wrong with you? But I was exhausted from traveling. Yeah. However, family, people ask me all the time, why do I look so good? I'm in a couple of years, I'll be 60. I'll be 57 this year. I have a lot of energy. I can dance. I like salsa dancing. I can dance with the best of them. And I can dance from the time I enter the place to the time I leave, because I eat well. I want to show you how this picture that Facebook sent me here. This is me 13 years ago in 2012. And this is me now. Not much of a difference. In fact, I look thinner, 2012, 2025, and I feel good. I'm the size I was in high school. Hey.
Wow. That's crazy.
My body, my skin, my hair, and my spirit are thriving. And I am with that. Anything else, Chief? Thank you. Somebody said, oh, who is that? GD says, Dr. Kia, you have a beautiful personality. Thank you. And Marcy Buck sent us a cash app, or I should say a super chat blessing of $10. Thank you so much, Marcy. May the Creator bless you. Heaven smile on you. I appreciate you. Oh, we got another one. Sister Anitra sent $10. She says, thank you for all you do, Dr. Kia Pruitt. You're welcome. It is my great pleasure. I am so happy, family, to be able to serve you all. Thank you. All right. Eat well and exercise well, Kimberly says. Absolutely. Anthony said, come on now. Come on now. I see you. Right. You see your girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chief. I'm rambling. Anything else, Chief?
We're good.
Just we're good.
It'll be good.
All right. If you want to go ahead.
Encourage, so family, be encouraged.
Yes.
Those of you that say again that the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just, and we are the just. As the meek shall inherit the earth, we are those very meek guys. That we're going to go from last to first. That we will be the lenders and not the borrowers. The creditors and not the debtors. Said that we are going to be the banks. We're setting ourselves up in trust. We are regal. We are royalty. We are important. The world needs us.
That's true.
Just unload and get off the hurt, the pain, the hostility, the anger, jealousy, and malice. If you have it in your heart, you don't have to have it anymore. He's going to give us everything that we need, and everything that we want to be a gift to many people.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be that. We're going to bring balance up on the earth. And then we're going to deal with each other, because there's not a lot of people like us.
I agree.
You're going to experience life in such a way that you never thought that you're going to experience this world. It's getting ready to happen. That's when heaven is going to come on earth.
Yes. There's a scripture where John says, I, John, saw a new heaven and a new earth. And he said they descended from they descended and they were right here. You ain't going nowhere. It's coming here to you. We're going to create a new earth right here.
New earth is being created right now.
That's beautiful. And we agreed to come here to create this new reality.
There you go.
There you go. All right, soul family. You've heard from the chief of the Soul Tribe, Chief Mack. If you want to contact him, please send him an email to unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. Do you remember Queen Latifah's song Unity? UNITY, UNITY. That's a unity. So if you want to contact Chief, think about that rapper and contact Chief at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. I want to thank Sister Mary Johnson for sending a gift and Sister Pauletta Coutinho for sending me a Cash App blessing as well. If you want to send me a Cash App blessing or you want to contribute to my work, family, then you can send a donation to $Mama Kia 13, $MAMAKIA 13, and I greatly appreciate it. So you heard from Chief Mack. I'm Dr. Kia Pruitt. I trust that I said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Good night, soul family.
Yes.
Good night, guys. Thank you for being here. Make this a great night. Bye-bye.